So here's what I thought about Star Wars The Last Jedi. I even remember the name.
Hello!
That was good.
That was a different one.
That was kind of a lower.
It just kind of like attacked you.
Yeah.
Hi guys, welcome back. We went and saw the latest Star Wars movie. It's the first one Carly has ever seen.
Well, that's kind of true. I'm gonna sound like a man. I've seen one Star Wars movie. It was the first original movie. So, what is that, episode 4?
Yeah.
And I'm sure you're wondering, why would you do that? Why would you see the first original and then go see is that number 8? Is this number 8?
I think so.
And to answer your question, it's because I don't know. There I was watching this movie and I thought to myself, I don't know what's going on. And then I was like, wow, this could make a cool video idea. And Amy said, maybe you should take notes. So I said, okay. So in my purse is my grocery list.
The grocery list.
There are some notes on the front because I ran out of room on the back. But those are my notes.
Right.
And if I'm being honest, I have not reviewed the notes since the showing. Spoiler alert, I will be giving away part of the plot, I think.
Good job.
What plot? Opening scene. Started with a really good joke. Because he was all like, okay, and I'm calling for the captain or the commander. And he was like, no, I'm the captain or commander. And he was like, okay, I'll hold. And like that went on like 2 or 3 times. And I just thought that was really clever.
So I heard that like hardcore Star Wars fans hated that because
that was the best line of the movie.
Like jokes like that aren't exactly like a Star Wars thing. And it like annoyed a lot of people.
You idiots. That's all I have to say. That was the best line. And it was actual humor. And I thought it was good because it was humor in the midst of apparently a war. So like, clearly you need humor to carry on. So excellent job with the opening scene. In my opinion, there were 3 storylines happening here. There were the people, they called them the rebellion. Mm-hmm. Am I correct in saying that? Okay, so they're one little area. And they're all fighting their war, going back and forth. And then there's another area where there's the guy that I can only describe as young Severus Snape. Apparently he's some kind of...
Kylo Ren?
Yeah.
Okay.
But also goes by Ben.
That's
his name, he has 2 names and they happen to rhyme. It's like he thinks he's a twin.
Okay.
I thought that was ridiculous. But Kylo Ren Ben, that is the guy that I think is... like Severus Snape. He looks just like him, kind of, I mean, shirtless. I never saw Snape without a shirt, but... So then we kept talking to this girl in Ireland, and then that was its own thing. And then there was this other thing with a guy who I later learned used to be a stormtrooper, but then he decided to quit, and then he got mixed up with that girl whose sister died, and they are out doing their own thing with those really large goats. So, those are the 3 plot lines. So, the first one... So when Kylo Ren Ben took off Vader hat for the first time, I was like, this is my first opinion. I thought, what? I thought, this guy is awfully young to be Darth Vader. And I sat there and I was like, well, maybe I've missed something. And then I didn't say anything, but I wrote that down, and I really wrote down Vader equals younger than I originally thought. And then I wrote down after that, who is Vader? Because I didn't know if that was Darth Vader or which one that was. So I got really confused on who that was. But I later learned that Severus Snape was the son of the old lady on the rebellion ship. And the lady from the rebellion ship was Princess Leia, who turned out, the first movie... Luke Skywalker had a crush on Princess Leia, but it turns out that I think they're siblings.
You didn't finish the first movie, did you?
No.
Okay, well you
I fell
see
asleep.
at the end.
Oops. So I learned they were siblings. So that was eye-opening. So that's why at the end, Luke Skywalker and Kylo Ren kind of had a personal moment. And then Darth Vader was all of their fathers, right?
Define, who do you mean all of their
Princess
fathers?
Leia and Luke Skywalker.
Yes.
And they were siblings.
Yeah.
That was crazy. I did not see that coming. When Darth Vader, well, no, Kylo Ren the whole movie was having these like connections with this girl who we call Rey. Oh, that was another subplot, was Rey and Luke Skywalker and their whole time in Ireland, which I didn't really process that well. But I think he was supposed to be training her, but he didn't, but she came through anyways. And I don't know how you became a Jedi if you weren't even trained to be a Jedi. That didn't make sense, because Luke was trained in the art of Jediing. So Snape was talking to Rey, and the whole time it was like they could see each other, but they couldn't see each other, and they were like talking to one another, and they could see the person, but they couldn't see the surroundings. Honestly, to me, what that said was that they didn't have enough money to film them both in the same location. Like, their schedules wouldn't match up, and so they were like, okay, Rey, it's your turn. We're gonna film you today. Just pretend like you can see him, and we're gonna film you in Ireland, and then we're gonna film this other guy on the ship. And like, they literally just did that, and they never even got them together until the very end.
So you're saying the Star Wars franchise doesn't have enough money
yes.
to film these two people in the same
I'm just
place.
saying it was a very poor choice, because like, in the whole scene where they're talking to each other, it's going from like ship to Ireland, and it never showed them like if it would have showed her in Ireland, but she could also see him and they were talking, but he wasn't actually there, that would have been cool. But I'm just like, why did they decide to do this? How much sense did that actually make? Like, it just seemed like a poor choice on screenplays, if you ask me. And speaking of this girl in Ireland, all she does is wear capri pants. So the whole time she's wearing this outfit of capri pants and combat boots, and she has on a tank top shirt that's a v-neck, and a vest and a belt, and carries around a lightsaber at times. And I leaned over in the movie and told Amy, I could go home and make this exact same outfit. Like, there's nothing special about this. And I did. And here's proof. Put up the proof. And like, it looks really good. And so, I don't know, I was just so distraught the whole time, because like, all she had was these capri pants. And like, I don't even know what year it is. How far in the future are they?
Very far. Far, far away.
I've heard that. So the next thing I wrote was green milk, ? And then I wrote Last Jedi as a girl. So they had to have a plug for feminism somewhere, and there it was. So I like that. As if Princess Leia wasn't enough in her own time. I learned later on, I wrote down, Voldemort is too scared to blow up man. I think that was in reference to the guy telling Kylo Ren what to do. You know, that guy? The kind of underneath that I wrote an arrow that says Vader is grandpa. So that is the time I made the connection of who was who. Does anybody get a lightsaber? Or is it like a gun? Do you have to like register for one of those?
I don't have an answer.
That's not addressed in the other film.
I don't remember. I've seen them all once, so I'm not exactly.
Well, if you could leave down in the comments if you can answer this question, because I really want to know, but I don't care to Google it. It seems not everybody has one. It seems like you have one if you're a bad guy or if you're a Jedi. I didn't like Luke in this movie. He was very different than the last movie I saw him in.
He, the actor who played him, actually like had some fights with the director because he was upset where Luke's character was going, because he was supposed to be like a nice guy, you know.
He wasn't nice.
He was angry.
He was not
very
nice.
Angry.
Good guys equal women leader. Bad guys have a man leader. Because apparently the good guys are the guys on the rebellion, which is ironic in and of itself. That's an oxymoron, I feel like. But the bowling ball with the head on it, the little robot,
BB-8?
I could be. How do they know what he's saying? He just
droid.
beeps, and they're all like, "Oh, good point, ball." They don't say ball; they say whatever he is. But
BB-8.
That's a mouthful. That's like calling somebody by their full name all the time.
BB-8. It's better than R2-D2.
I still think that's ridiculous.
3CPO. C3PO. I don't even know.
What is he?
I don't even remember.
C3PO.
Okay, that's what I thought. He's annoying.
It rolls around and it always says stuff and they're like, good idea, or they like fight with it and they're like, no, we're not doing that.
It's they can just understand his
So
language.
they're bilingual. They can understand beeps.
They can understand droids.
That would be like somebody holding up like an old school like touch tone, like a phone that made noise, and they're like pushing all these buttons and I could get something out of it. That's absurd. And then I wrote down large baby goats. So the old stormtrooper and the girl with the sister who died, I don't even know actually what they're doing. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know what they went to do. They went to find somebody with like some kind of flower or something. I don't know. So here they are, watching giant goats race around a track like horses. And so they go off to jail, and then this guy volunteers to get them out. So he gets them out, they escape, they take all the goats with them, set all the goats free, only to get caught again. And then she gets really mad because the guy who catches them is the guy who let them out. And they're all like, or somehow in the end it gets all connected back around, and the girl yells, "You snake!" And it's like, girl, you met him in jail. Why would you think he has upstanding character?
That's
like,
a good point.
She actually said that, like, you snake, and it's like,
what do you expect?
what did you want him to be? Like, and you met him in jail, and there was no backstory on why he was in jail. You didn't even ask him how he got there, you know, like, could have been an honest mistake, like you know, you were in jail too, so don't act like you're some goody-goody. But then they didn't even ask him, like, oh, what you in for? They're just like, yeah, let's follow him, let's go get the goats. And that didn't make any sense. Yoda set the tree on fire because Luke was a chicken. So, you know the guy who's in jail with the girl that they stole the goats, the old stormtrooper? I think the girl kissed him because at the end with the big fight scene, he was all like, no, I can do this. And she's all like, you're stupid, don't do this, you're gonna kill yourself. And then he was like trying to make a sacrifice. Well then, before he crashed his plane into Kylo Ren's station, the girl crashed her plane into him so that way he couldn't do it. And then she was all like, why are you doing this? And then she kissed him. Mm-hmm. That was the least passionate kiss I've ever seen on TV ever.
I'd agree with that.
And it didn't even seem appreciated or like well taken. Like, it was just like, it would be like if you kiss somebody on the mouth and it's just kind of like they didn't want to kiss you and you took them by surprise and they were like, okay, what do we do now? Like,
well, also it was like, oh, I'm about to save us. And then she's like, no, you're not allowed to save us. And then she almost dies and he runs after her. Like, why'd you do that? Why did you sacrifice your life when I was about to sacrifice mine? And now we're both screwed.
It was like they were trying to out-sacrifice the other one. Mm-hmm. And I did not find that, like, appropriate for the storyline. And it's like, you're on the same team, morons. What do you... I don't know. So you said the Star Wars franchise doesn't have enough money to... I don't know who they're paying, but crystal critters was the best thing they could come up with to call those stupid animals. You gotta be kidding me.
They're made of crystals and they're critters.
They're named something that's very, very, very far below average. I could have come up with something way better than that.
Yes. Like what?
I don't know. If I was being paid millions, I might have more time to think about it.
That makes sense.
Luke shows after everyone has died. Like, everybody's already dead and then Luke finally decides to show up. Like, what's been up your butt the whole time? That we've been dying for who knows how many years. I don't know how long the rebellion's been going on. Basically, what I learned watching this Star Wars film was that it started with a fight. There was fighting in the middle. A couple people died here and there. Nobody really, like, important to the franchise. Like, I think Luke died, but I couldn't really tell. He disappeared because he tried so hard to do that thing where you're not there, but you are there. And I think that was death, but I'm not really for sure because I haven't really seen any of the other movies, so I don't know how you die. Especially if you're a Jedi. And then a couple, like, other characters died, we think. I don't know. And then it ended with, well, there's still more work to do, so let's go fight some more. Nothing was resolved in this film. The plot did this. There was no, like, climax or, like, nothing. It was just all predictable. Of course, this is the second one I've ever seen, but I feel like because nothing happened, this movie in comparison was the Tokyo Drift of the Harry Potter franchise.
There you go.
So that's Star Wars The Last Jedi. Available in a theater near you.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you didn't,
okay,
and my best friend of the week
is... Who is it? Oh my gosh!
It's Misty Dawson!
My mom is best friend of the week!
That's you. She made it.
Oh my gosh, she made it!
Wow.
Oh, she's gonna love this. She'll be so excited.
It's gonna be her new favorite video.
It will be her new favorite video. And not just because I'm in it, but because she's in it.
Exactly. That's what matters.
Put up a picture of her face. This is my mom. This is her.
Alright, there it is. Alright, guys. And goodbye.
Bye! See you next time.
Oh, wait.